Hey everybody, it's Paul from Alexandria Knife Sharpening and Laser Engraving. Got a big box from Cutlery in. A lot of you guys ask me and send me emails all the time. Hey, where do I get my belts from? Paul, where do you get your belts from? There's links at the top of my YouTube page. There's 6 of them up there. One of them is Cutlery. And all you guys got to do is go to that link and click it, and you'll see where I get my belts from. And this is just a perfect example. Cliff always ships priority mail. He always includes some cool little extras. So that looks like he threw in a belt cleaner. That's really nice. That's new. 2 bags of snacks from Hawaii. These things are awesome. Cliff sends the best snacks. And it looks like we got some new stickers. I love putting his stickers on my toolboxes. So we got some stickers. This box is just a filler box. And here's what I got. So I got the Toolcker upgraded wheel from Cliff. Even though I made my own fix, I wanted to buy Cliff's wheels because Cliff's wheels are always great. And it's probably better than the Wen wheel. So that's why I bought that. So I'm going to show you that in this video. I'm going to install this new tracking wheel. And the other thing I wanted to show you guys, Cliff's now offering bulk purchases on belts. So I ordered a bulk size order of A30 belts and a bulk size order of Kubatrons because I needed those. These are what I go through the most. I also use A15s a lot, but they don't wear out as fast for me. So I still have, I think I have 6 of them, which will last me quite a period of time. I change my belts around once a month at a minimum, sometimes more often if they really start to get beat up. But I just wanted to show you that because that is new since the last time I shopped on there. He is offering a bulk pricing for a larger order of belts. All right, so let's do this wheel change on this Toolcker and see how it does. All right, so the first thing we need to do, I have on mine there's a 1/2 inch nut on the one side, and then you need an Allen key on this side. And let's see about loosening this up. And that's really all it needs, was a tiny bit of loosening. Now I had to put a washer on mine over here on the one side. And I will keep all of my stuff here together in case at some reason I had to go back. So there's a spacer in here, and here is the original arbor. So let's get out Cliff's wheel and take a look at it. Now all of my other 1x30s, my Harbor Freight conversions that you see here on the left and right, all have Cliff's wheels on them. That's one of the things I've always done, was upgrade to Cliff's wheels because his wheels are good. Interesting in this. They look, very similar to the wheels for the Harbor Freight. And let's see here. So we got our arbor size matches up there perfectly. I'm assuming we still need our spacer. Let's see here. And that looks good. I don't know. It looks like we still might need something on the far side here. Let's see. Yeah, that looks good. Is that going to move at all? Yeah, there's a little... We still have space here. Not sure why that is. So when I did mine before, I put another washer in there to tighten it up a little bit. And I think I might have to do that again. I'm not sure why it doesn't seat all the way in. As you can see, there's play in there. It seems to run fine without the washer. It's aligned well. But I am seeing, you can see there's space there, which, none of my other machines have that kind of space. And all these Toolkers have been a little bit different. I can't say that, you know, one thing regularly people will write me and say, oh, you know, mine has this or mine has that, and they are not all the same. That is for sure. As we've seen with the Platens, some of them are magnetic, some of them aren't. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add, I have this nice flat washer here. That's a nice size. This is what I used on my other one to fill that gap. And I think what I'm going to do is put this on this side. Solves the issue. It is not the perfect size washer. That is for sure. But it's pretty darn close. This is literally just filling a little bit of a gap that is here. Yeah, so you can see now I got zero. Now I have zero movement. Because it is taking up just a little bit. You can see it's not interfering with any of the movement, but it took some of that slop out of there. That wheel is a lot more snug now. I wouldn't say it's super snug. It's not, because you can see that washer still has the ability to kind of move in there. Let's see if I can make that any tighter. Yeah, that washer is just, it's literally just loose in there. But for whatever reason, it does take some of that slop out of mine that's there. So let's check it again now. Let's see if this is any better or any worse. It does want to track different already. That looks good. Some right, some left. As you guys know, sometimes I like to run my belt a little off to hit edges of things. That tracking seems to be pretty good. So I think I'm still going to go with leaving that space-filling washer in there for now. I wanted to grab a conditioning belt, see how it runs on the conditioning belt. That looks good. Let's try edge trailing with it, see if that looks good. It's moving a little. Let's see if we can adjust. Well, that's a much easier adjustment than I've had to do in the past. Yeah. Definitely running more stable than it was. I actually added a small piece of tape, you can see, to my main drive wheel down here too on mine, and that's helped a lot. Sometimes you guys are asking, you know, if you're having belt running off problems, this little tiny piece of tape that I added to my main drive wheel has helped mine. So there are little tweaks you can do. Let's try the other setup here. So here's my rubber wheel. Let's see how the rubber wheel does with everything. Alright, so let's try the conditioning belt again with the rubber wheel. This is pretty much how I like to run these. I like to use my conditioning belts mostly with this rubber wheel. You don't want it too tight, you want it just right here. Okay, that's going to run off. So let's make some adjustments. Oh, that looks good. That looks nice and steady and centered. Yeah, that looks good. And usually edge trailing, I've had more issues than when I run this edge leading. That's nice and stable. That's staying right on there. So I'm not seeing anything there that's looks concerning to me. Let's do a switch to edge leading and see, do we need to make a, not uncommon that you might have to make a tiny adjustment. You know, be careful when you, that's where you will damage your belt. Like if you switch from edge leading to edge trailing, some machines you might have to do a slight belt adjustment when you do that. You know, make sure your machine's not running really fast. You don't want to run it in, especially if you're using your plat and the angle guide, you don't want to run it into the edge of that. But yeah, that's running real nice and smooth there. So this looks like a great wheel, you know, and just, you know, keep in mind you still might have to use a washer like you see here with mine. But this wheel from Cliff, the shape and everything, it definitely seems to be a little bit better than my Wen wheel on here. But the Wen wheel worked too. You know, I could be totally fine with that, but I always like to support Cliff because he does such great things for the sharpening community in general. So shout out there for Cliff, and for you guys that have been looking for the upgraded wheel for these, he now has them in, so you might want to head on over to Curry's Custom Cutlery if you've been looking for the wheel for your Toolcker. They are now available from Cliff Curry. All right, so let's go back to oh, my bad. On mine, I use this all the way in when I'm running the platen. Let's see here. I'm just going to adjust that a tiny bit. Yeah, so everything there looks good. So I'm going to give Cliff's wheel a try today, and I will put it in the end of this video. I'm going to save my old solution, and that's still an option for those of you out there. You know, that worked really well for me. The Wen wheel did just fine, but just know that you can get a custom made wheel from Cliff now if you so desire. So in closing, guys, I've been running the wheel from Cliff now on my Toolcker for about a week, and it's been really great. It's a little bit better than the wheel from Wen that I had taken off of my old Wen machines. So I would say, you know, I think it's worth it, and it's very reasonably priced for that wheel, and it's going to make a big difference, I think, in your Toolcker. It certainly is doing a nice job on mine. So I would highly recommend you consider going over there and getting a wheel from Cliff. I did have to put a washer in on the one side, you know, and that's just one of the things we deal with. The Toolcker, they're great little machines. They all can be a tiny bit different. It's just one of the things we've run into with these, and you know, that's just where it is. But we're all pretty handy. We wouldn't be, you know, sharpening and doing this stuff and building our own machines and customizing them if we weren't handies. It shouldn't be anything anyone can't figure out if you know, if you run into some things on your machine that are different than others, which we've all seen from the platens and everything else. So that's it. I wanted to get this out there. Make sure you guys know that that's available now through Cliff, and also that the bulk belts are available. So I just wanted to point a couple things out to you all. One, take a look here, guys. 9,000.91. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers. So please, if you're enjoying the channel, if you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe. I'd really love to hit 10,000 subscribers. That would be an awesome milestone. And I just wanted to point this out to many of you. Right here on my channel homepage, you'll see alexandriaknifesharpening.com/sharpening and 7 more links. If you click this, here are a bunch of very useful links. So this is the ongoing link to the gear I use in my shop. So when you guys are like, hey Paul, where'd you get this or where'd you get that, this is probably the best place to look first. I have my Amazon channel there. I also have things there. Here is Curry's Custom Cutlery. This is where you can get your upgraded Toolcker wheel. This is where you can buy your Cubitron belts, Trizac belts, all that stuff. The Guild of Professional Sharpeners, a fantastic place to learn sharpening and interact with other sharpeners around the country. And Wood Turner's Wonders, where I get my CBN wheels. Combat Abrasives and Red Label Abrasives, also 2 other great places to get abrasives. But as I've said many times before, 95% of my belts come from Curry's Custom Cutlery. That's where I buy almost all of my stuff. I do get some belts from Combat and Red Label, but the majority comes from Curry's Custom Cutlery. Alright gang, so I just wanted to point those things out to you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for liking the videos. Thanks for your comments. And please subscribe if you haven't done so.